Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. I'm Wendy O. Are we going to see $40,000 Bitcoin? And are we getting ready to go into an epic bull run coming 2024? Well, as most of you know, it's been rumored that we're going to be seeing those Bitcoin spot ETFs get approved. I personally think we're going to see in quarter 1 or quarter 2 of 2024. A lot of the deadlines, the last deadlines, kind of matches up with that time frame. Also, too, we're seeing the SEC not want to approve Bitcoin spot ETFs. And if you guys have been watching the second videos that I've been posting at 3:30 p.m. PST, I explained to you the difference between futures and spots. When we're talking about futures, those futures are not settled with the actual assets. So for the Ethereum futures that got approved, which we're going to be talking about really soon, those are settled with cash. A spot ETF is going to be settled generally with the actual asset. So if we're talking about a Bitcoin spot ETF, you need to have a custody provider to custody that Bitcoin, that not tangible, but that intangible Bitcoin. Okay. And one of the problems that we're having with this is the SEC cannot figure out what to do with crypto assets, and neither can the CFTC. And again, these second videos that I'm posting for you guys at 3:30 p.m. PST, it is one single topic and it's broken down in like 3 to 4 minutes very effectively so you can understand what's happening. A lot of this stuff is complex, and you also have to remember, we're not taught about ETFs. We're not taught about 401ks. And I actually read a very interesting statistic earlier last week. I think it was like 48% of Americans have no idea what they are invested in when it comes to a 401k. And I actually might do the second video about that because I'm guilty of that as well. When I was working my 9 to 5, I had no idea what I was invested in. I did, however, particularly pick Jewish last names to invest in those, whatever they were. The reason why is I'm half Jewish, and there's always the running joke of, you know, Jewish folks are great at investing, which in some cases that's true. My dad worked in traditional finance and he did big loans for, you know, wealthy people. But I digress. And my mom always thinks I'm ridiculous for saying that, but whatever. We have 94 of you beautiful people, but only 24 likes. We should have at least 69 likes. And we have 28 of you on TikTok, but everything is pumping. Everybody's excited. Everything is just super, super fun. I want to give a couple shout outs first before we're going to get started, because we got a lot to cover today. It's going to be a long show. It's going to be a good show. Amazing. Good morning to Little D. Go Hawks. We've got a game tonight at, I don't know when it's going to be. I'm going to be doing my group therapy during that time because I'm going to be taking off again next weekend. Long story, but also to you guys on, what day is it? On Thursday, I'm going to be speaking at Coin Agenda during the daytime. I'm going to be on an epic panel. And then I've got the roast in Venice Beach where a bunch of really awesome comedians are going to roast me. So if y'all are in town, make sure to come. It's going to be super, super fun. So, and then I'm going to be going to, going on a fun trip this weekend, which I freaking deserve it. Another 9% for September staking Hex. Congratulations too. Shout out to the Hexicans. Good morning to Mike, to Brian. Who else? Roland, John, all sorts. Mexican Charlie Lee, Matt, Alexander. Good morning to Raider. What are my thoughts on love the witch hat on the baby Yoda. Yeah, I got that to support the what community? The Bitcoin ordinals, folks. But anyways, we're going to get straight into it. Lots of stuff happening. And the queen is back. I appreciate it, Mr. Ticker. Happy to talk to y'all. But you guys, we got to get them likes up. Good morning to Soul. Yeah, we're entertainment over here. But yeah. All right, what's our first topic today? There's a lot of stuff happening. A lot of stuff happening. Where have I been? I've been traveling. So another part of my business is I host events, I MC, I speak, I do all of these things. So I was doing that. I told you I went to Cypherpunk. It was super, super fun. All right. So let's get straight into it. What the heck is going on with Bitcoin? What is going on with Bitcoin? Why should we care? What in the actual hee-haw is going on? Bitcoin pumped last night. It pumped yesterday. Right in time for October. Everybody's talking about number go up. We're back in the bull run, yada, 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 yada. Okay. Great, fantastic. I'm not fully convinced yet, and that's okay. I don't have to be fully convinced. But this is the total crypto market cap over here. BSV is up 22%. We're going to be talking about that a little bit. Bitcoin is up 3.1%, which is a really big deal. Again, it's the largest cryptocurrency by market cap. RLB, don't know what that is, 13.7%. Rune is under some fire. We're going to talk about them, which is kind of funny. XEC is up. Gala is up. It's all bumping. All right, so this is going to be our chart, okay? This is going to be our chart. I said to you guys, just as long as we stay above 27.6, things are looking pretty good. I don't own any MOG token. I don't. So this is the weekly, you guys. And we covered the weekly yesterday, but we had a beautiful candle. Opened at approximately 26.2 and we closed up here at about $28,000. Good, fantastic, looks great. Just as long as we continue to, stay in an upward trajectory, we will have pullbacks and those types of things along the way, and that's okay. Market Cipher, which is our partner, printed the green dot. That is generally a bullish indicator. Also, too, MACD is getting ready to pump or getting ready to bull cross. It was looking a little bit more bullish yesterday. However, it became kind of flat. So really, just as long as we can kind of stay above this $27,000 area, we're good. Taking a look at the daily chart, we hit 26.8, but we had a bit of a pullback. This area was denoted back with this resistance area over here, August 16th, and then all these swing wick lows. This is a very important area of resistance, and we've talked about it also too. The exchange I'm currently using right now is Femex. We are a partner with them. I've dropped the ref link in the chat. If you want to use it and support the channel, thank you so much. You do need to read the terms of service, and you also do need to understand not your keys, not your coins, okay? So that's important to know. We talk about that. However, also to you guys, before I talk about this, really funny thing, I get a lot of crap for just different things in general, but the educational videos I post, nobody watches and nobody cares. I actually have an old video with a bunch of exchanges that are no longer in use anymore. And I just basically was talking about, I'm using these exchanges. I understand the risks. I understand not your keys, not your coins. I'm keeping a little bit of income on there. And it's just so funny because nobody watches that stuff. They always watch all the other stuff and they just 1 + 1 = 69. Go Hawks, woo! So it's funny, and I'm going to start saving all those and posting as clapbacks because people want to hear what they want to hear when they want to hear it. But anyways, this is a little bit bearish to me on the daily. Reason being is because we started over here at about 28.3, and then we popped all the way up to 28.6, and then we had a pullback. But it's not super crazy bearish. It's just important to denote here, okay? Taking a look at the 6 hour, we're definitely having a bit of a pullback. So I anticipate us to retest this area here at about 27.6. So you can scalp that, you can short it, whatever it is you want to do. But that's what we're seeing happen with the market. Now, could we in fact go up to $50,000? Well, yeah, you can. However, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look. Where is $40,000? Apologies. This is $40,000 right over here. So I want to go ahead and denote that. And I want to zoom out. I want to zoom out with you guys and see what I'm seeing. In order for us to hit $40,000, and this is why I tell y'all to be careful of people that give you crazy predictions, that would be a 50% pump. 50% pump. Could we do that in 2024? Yes. I'm sharing my screen on YouTube, not on TikTok yet. I will be eventually. I'm just not ready for it yet. I've got other things I have to do. So $40,000 coincides with a couple important areas, okay? We have this close over here, July 26th. Shout out to my birthday in 2021. And we've got some other interesting areas on the weekly, but nothing too terribly critical. We also have a swing wick high here, January 11th of 2021. So $40,000 would be a psychological area. However, look at the areas that we have in between that, okay? So first off, we got to get above $28,000, which we're not quite there yet. Then we got to tackle $32,000. And then we got to tackle this area here, about $36,000, and then about $37,600. I definitely think we could hit $40,000. I just don't know if it's going to be in quarter one of 2021 or quarter one or quarter two of 2024. We talked about the halvening. We have about 200 days left with that. And that's a very exciting date. However, we got a bit ways to go. When would be, let me go ahead and pull up the date range. I want to see how many days that would be. I like to look at different numbers and things like that when I'm trading. So we're going to go ahead and pull it here and we'll pull it. So let's just say, that's 130 days. Let me see. 161 days. So 200 days would actually be, approximately 200 days would be, 1, 2, 3. It would be beginning of quarter two of 2024. So that could definitely happen. Maybe by the end of quarter two of 2024, we could see that, but I would still be cautious. And when I'm talking about being cautious, I'm not saying we're going to get a complete pullback. We're not going to see like 15. We're not going to see $10,000. I'm just saying you're going to get little pullbacks that happen. So if you're somebody who's not an active trader, you can definitely go to Femex. You could dollar cost average and move that stuff to cold storage. If you're somebody who's actively trading, take some scalps here and there, like have fun with it. But right now we're not we're not in this bull run yet. We're not. We've got some things we need to challenge. So anyways, with that being said, I am still very bullish. The chart is like, I posted on Twitter, people are like, well, you bullish. To me, this is still pretty bullish. Like the fact that we had this beautiful upward candle, we were able to sustain above 27.6. And if we can continue to do that, I'm with it. I rock with it. Now, let's talk about this story here, okay? This is important because this is also going to play into Bitcoin because we're talking about our public servants, okay? So U.S. Congress avoids government shutdown and last minute deal. Over the weekend, they've avoided the shutdown for the next 45 days. So for the next 45 days, our public servants are getting paid. The shutdown occurs when the government does not pass key bills which fund or authorize operations of the executive branch, resulting in shutdown of some or all operations by the government. So that's key there. That's not going to shut down all operations. And I also think too that just the public servant should go without a salary. And the reason why is we're going to talk about Dianne Feinstein right after this story, okay? Short-term funding bill was introduced by Republican Speaker McCarthy, approved by the House and the Senate, signed into law by Biden minutes before the deadline. So they're going to have funding until November 17th. So we could potentially get a shutdown November 17th. However, what they're talking about is not all the branches will be closed. I think that like the healthcare and the childcare and medical, so like different, like the essential stuff, yes. But the public servants, no. A lot of them don't even need to be in office. And did you guys know if you want to be a public servant, you don't need any type of formal education, you could do it. So you know what? If something happens with my crypto career, with my Ripto career, I'm going to grift and be a public servant because I want that damn check. I want to make $200,000 per year and do absolutely nothing. Do absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's what I want to do. I want to grift. All right. So the bill contains funding for natural disasters, but makes no major concessions on spending levels, and it excludes new aid for the U. I don't want to send any more money to the U. I've had it. They have enough money, okay? They've got enough money. They need to figure it out on their own at this point. And yeah, I understand the political implications of that. I understand we could be going to WAR, all of those types of things. But at this point, we have people that are homeless. We have people that don't have good health care. Our schools are a 3 out of 10. It's an actual embarrassment. The United States is an embarrassment. We allow so much crap into our food. Our people are struggling. Okay. This is the highest amount of, as far as home ownership, let's talk about home ownership. Y'all want to talk about what the heck is happening here? So we'll talk about Dianne Feinstein in a minute. Home ownership is now unaffordable in 80% of U.S. countries and 80% of U.S. counties. Home ownership is unaffordable. Okay. Well, that sucks. You can't buy a house. Well, you can't even rent because if the prices of homes are super expensive, that cost gets passed down to renters as well. Because there's people that have to buy the properties and they have to rent it out. So if mortgage rates are high and cost of like a mortgage payment is high, that cost is getting passed down to people that are renting. And also too, generally you will not find a rental, like if average rent is $4,000, which in Los Angeles County, it's about that in some places. If average rent is like $4,000, you're not going to find a place for $1,000 unless you know somebody you're lucky. Why? Because why would they want to do that? Why would they want to take less money when they could get $4,000? So those are things that we need to think about here. So that's what's happening in the United States of America. But let's talk about public servants, okay? And I got a lot of slack on this for TikTok, and that's fine. It is what it is. So listen, this is from Mr. Colin Rugg, which is funny. I don't care what side of the spectrum he's on. Report, Dianne Feinstein is leaving behind a massive $100 million portfolio for her 4 daughters. A public servant on a 6-figure salary who is worth 8 figures. Remarkable. Here's what she left behind. $60 million private jet, $21 million San Francisco mansion, $7.4 million Washington, D.C. home, $5 million Hawaii home, $70 million in cash in the bank. Experts estimate her personal net worth was over $70 million. And then also, too, her investment banker husband dumped Allogen Therapeutics stock just weeks before the CV Panorama panic after being briefed on CV. They were investigated by the FBI, who of course later dropped the case. Just a coincidence. So let's talk about that for a little bit because I got quite a few crap from some of you on TikTok. But this is the thing. The average salary for a public servant is approximately $200,000. Gary Gensler for the SEC, he makes $384,000 a year. Okay, these people are getting paid a lot of money. $200,000 is amazing. Again, I want to be able to work for a company and not get fired and not do my job. Okay, that's what I would like. So with that being said, yes, her husband had money. He had, and was an investment banker. He made a lot of money. But do you guys see the connection here? He was already well off. He marries a public servant. They were investigated by the FBI for passing certain information. When you are a public servant, you are given access to information that the general public is not, because you're writing bills, you're writing laws, you're passing things, you're trying to negotiate, you're doing all of these things. So she's getting information. She tells her hubby, who's an investment banker, bam, trade is executed, money is made. You see how that works, and you see why that's problematic? Okay. I understand her husband is wealthy. And again, and also too, I need to say this because I said on TikTok, and people are mad. They're like, you should get sued for libel. Condolences to her family. It is very hard to lose any person. Like, I think that Dianne Feinstein was a terrible person. I think a lot of these public servants are terrible people, but at the same time, I'm not going to discount that loss to their family. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry that their family is hurting. It's just an unfortunate thing. However, I'm not going to sit here and say that she was a good person. I'm not going to sit here and say she didn't break the law. I'm not going to sit here and say that they weren't doing insider trading. I'm not. Because like, they were investigated by the FBI. Okay. It's literally telling you right there. And on top of it, if her husband, and like, I'm not an idiot. A lot of people think I'm an idiot. But if her husband was an investment banker and she is making policy, she was in office, I think, like for a very, very long time, like 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, something ridiculous. We need term limits and we need age limits. She was in office until she was 90 years old and she couldn't even move. They were just telling her how to vote. And that's ridiculous. That's wrong. That's very, very wrong. So my point is, follow the money. Follow what these people are doing. Don't trust them. Don't. It's wrong. I'm probably going to start a brand new series on TikTok about what's happening on these public servants and their net wealth and where they're getting all their wealth from. Because it's a problem, and you guys should be pissed off too. You really, really should. We have 223 concurrent viewers and only 99 likes. I don't know what is going on. I'm not sure what in the actual F is going on, but you guys stop grifting. We need at least 200 likes. Okay. We need at least 200 likes. We also have a poll at the top over here. Okay. Will Ethereum hit $10,000 in the bull run? Will it? 60% say yes, 33% say no, and 7% say go Seahawks. Mixing, if you're watching this, let's change the title because this isn't clickbaity enough. We got to get some more clickbait up in here. So we'll go ahead and do that to bring some more people in. All right, now let's go ahead and get into our next story because we've got a lot to cover today in a very short time. All right, we talked about home ownership. This is a cool story. I just wanted to shout it out. Powerball winner bought a new 73 million LA mansion after his 2 billion win. He bought 2 other mansions in California in just 1 month, a 25.5 million estate in Hollywood Hills, and a $4 million mansion with views of San Gabriel Mountains. Edwin Cascio was 31 years old when he won a whopping $2.04 billion Powerball jackpot in November of 22. But this right here, he chose the $997.6 million cash option in February 2023 when he claimed the prize. You want to know how crazy? You want to know how crazy it is? How crazy? The fact that he paid over 50% in taxes, over 50% in taxes to get that money early, over 50% in taxes. And the fact that happens is ridiculous. And the fact that California is in a deficit, the fact that we have no money is just absolutely moronic at this point. How? You just got close to $1 billion in taxes and you don't know where to do it. You know, where is the money? Where is the money, Newsom? Where is it? Oh, that's right. That's right. We don't know where the money is. We're sending it here. We're sending it there. We're putting it here. We're putting it there. Your mom's got it. That's what's happening. You know, but it is what it is. You know, we don't know where the money is. We just tax people. And again, 95% of government revenue comes from taxpayer dollars. Federal taxes, I don't care where it's federal taxes. I don't care where it's state tax. I don't give an F where it is. I don't care. I'm sick of it. And you should be sick of it too. All right, what's going on with Bitcoin? Global currencies against the US dollar over the last 10 years. So let's see. USD outperformed 115 national currencies in the last decade. Bitcoin outperformed USD by a wide margin. From September 30th of 2013 to September 30th of 2023, USD lost 99.52% of its value against Bitcoin. Bitcoin appreciated over 22,000 against USD in that period. Okay. So what does this mean? This basically means that Bitcoin looks like a great hedge against inflation, against the US dollar. I'm not telling you to buy Bitcoin. I do own Bitcoin. I do own Ethereum. I do own crypto assets. I own USD as well. However, the numbers here are indicating that Bitcoin might just be a good investment. It might be a good idea to consider dollar cost averaging, and it might be a good idea to reach my good friends over at Dame.io. The link is down below. They're financial advisors, and talk to them about opening a Bitcoin 401k or an IRA, an SEP, or whatever that is. Okay, I have one of those I have one of those products as well. But again, Bitcoin might just be fine. It might be a pretty decent investment. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of investing and putting my own money into a decentralized entity where the market truly decides, where there's no one that's owning it, and not a stock. Because when you talk about a stock, you still have a company behind it, and they can make poor choices. The number could go down, or they can completely go away. That's neither here nor there. That's what that's your guys' business. Y'all are smart and educated enough to do that stuff. Now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Ethereum futures, okay? Here's the entire list of Ethereum futures ETFs potentially launching Monday. So today is Monday, so let's go ahead and talk about it. So what we have over here, we've got Ethereum strategy ETF, Bitwise, Bitcoin, and Ether equal weight, Ether strategy. And again, these are all futures, Bitcoin and Ether strategy ETF, all of them. So we got from VanEck, Bitwise, ProShares, Valkyrie, Hashdex, volume shares. When this is from a Bloomberg terminal. And then he just said that he made a mistake over here. So this is all that's happening today. Everybody's excited about it. Ethereum to the moon. And honestly, I don't see why Ethereum will not hit $10,000 in the next bull run. I don't see why. And I'll probably be selling half of my Ethereum. So my financial plan is to pay this house off completely and put it in a trust, something for my daughter to where it's just there for her. And then I would love to buy a property in Topanga Canyon because I absolutely love it. I'd love to buy a little Spanish house over there. And then I would also like to buy a property in Vegas, probably going to have to move there for 6 months and 1 day out of the year so I can go ahead and obtain those tax benefits, because why not? Who doesn't want to pay less taxes? And then who knows where else I'll be. But that's kind of what's going on. Go Seahawks. Woo! So that's my plan. That's what I want to do. And of course, got to buy my sister a house and pay my cousin, my nephew, his schooling because his father just passed away. He's 2 years old. So those are the goals that I have. Will I make them? I hope so. And I hope y'all make your goals too. But anyways, let's get back into it. Now taking a look at this. This is, okay, so these are all the futures. We talked about it. VanEck is super excited about their Ethereum futures, their ETFs. So VanEck began trading of its Ethereum strategy ETF. ETF is now listed on its website under eFut. It's trading on the CBOE, Chicago Board Future Options Exchange. It will accrue capital by investing in each futures contracts and does not have any direct exposure to ETH. That's what I was telling you guys. They're all going to be settled in cash. What is a futures? A future is basically when you bet numbers going to go up or go down by a certain date. Other future ETFs have also launched. We talked about it. Also, too, VanEck is going to be pledging 10% of the profits from upcoming Ethereum Futures ETF to Ethereum core developers. This is actually really interesting. I've never heard of an ETF doing that, but that's actually super cool. So VanEck is going to allocate 10% of ETH ETF profits to Ethereum core developers at the Protocol Guild for the next 10 years. It's an organization that focuses on Ethereum protocol development and plays a role in proposing, reviewing, and enhancing the network. So basically what they're doing is they're going to be bribing these Ethereum developers. And what do I mean by that? I mean that when you accept compensation from people, sometimes you're more likely to have a positive outlook of it. But people say that with paid marketing and stuff. But again, you guys, you have to pay attention to where the money's coming from. However, as we're talking about Ethereum, y'all remember ETHgate, y'all remember Vitalik when the waxing group and all that type of stuff and the China ties. So that's important to pay attention to. But guess what? I'm here to make as much money as ethically as possible, all legally. And you should want to ethically grift too. You should pay attention to what all these rich people are doing, and you should follow the same. Learn how to form an LLC, learn about an S Corp, a C Corp, whatever that is. Hire hires a CPA that's going to help you find all the right loopholes that are available to the rich people because they're already doing it. And that's what you want to do too. So good for them that they're taking this money for the next 10 years. Good for them. Grift like them too. That's why I tell you guys, we talk about different projects that have grants, and you want to build, you want to work in crypto, see how you can grift and get those grants. Do it. Why not? Grayscale filed to convert Grayscale Ethereum Trust to Spot ETF. Let's read this. So Grayscale is under heat with the SEC, as we know. The SEC went to Grayscale. They got slammed in court, but Grayscale's kind of doing some shady stuff behind the scenes as well. We've talked about it on the show. The trust invested in Ethereum futures contracts as an indirect means of exposure to ETH. The Spot ETF will invest into ETH directly. Their ETH trust is currently valued at $4.9 billion and accounts for 2.5 of circulating Ethereum. Wow, that's a lot. 250,000 investor accounts have exposure to the trust. Shout out to Grayscale. I don't know what's going to happen to Grayscale. They might have to wind down. Who knows what's going to happen? All right. We talked about this. All right. Swiss bank UBS launches tokenized money market fund on Ethereum. Mixing, we got to change the title to Ethereum. Yeah, we got to change it to Ethereum because this is not no mixing. Let's do Ethereum. Let's do Ethereum. Let's change it to it. Let's do the clickbait to Ethereum. Hold on. We'll do this a second. Let's try this. Let's try that. Yeah, let's do that. Woo, we love to grift. We love to grift. Yeah, don't come for anybody. Y'all better be sweet. And shout out to Queen. Shout out to Queen. Queen said I started an LLC so I can grift to get a tax deduction. Shout out to Queen. You know what, Queen? I'm so proud of you for doing that. The reason why is because we talked about doing that on the show. We talked about self-educating yourself. We talked about following that grift. So shout out to you because you're going to get some more money in your pocket. More money in your pocket. And I'm here for that. Absolutely love it. That's what we do, you guys. Reach out to professionals in your neighborhood and ask them, can I do this? I read about this. Or say, what could I do to do it? Give them a couple $100 and you're going to end up saving more money that way. Grift as ethically as possible. Why wouldn't you? Why? Anyways, that's neither here nor there. We got it mixing. The title's good. So Swiss Bank launches UBS launches tokenized money market fund on Ethereum. What is this? All right, UBS Asset Management, the asset management division of Switzerland's largest financial holding, launched a pilot program for a tokenized fund, variable capital company fund, that's going to be using smart contracts on Ethereum. The firm carried out redemptions and the fund subscriptions. Pilot is also part of the company's global distributed ledger technology strategy, which focuses on using privacy and public chains to enhance fund distribution and insurance. Okay, cool. Good for them. Marriage is not a good investment. Marriage is actually a great investment. Let's talk about marriage. Marriage is a great investment, but you should have a prenup. I'm excited to get married again. It's going to be super fun. I love being married. I love being in a relationship. I am addicted to love and I am a hopeless romantic and I absolutely love it. But just don't get married to get married. Well, maybe you want to, but if you do, sign a prenup. They're important to have. That's neither here nor there. All right, let's talk about BlackRock. What in the hee-haw is BlackRock doing? Y'all, we only have 162 likes, but we have 300 of you in here. So go ahead. Vitalik is shady. Yeah, Vitalik is shady, man. 200 likes. Don't be lazy. All right. So let's talk about BlackRock grifting. We love the BlackRock. I wanted. Okay. This is Crypto Rover. This guy's this guy's interesting. Okay. Whatever. BlackRock is keeping the Bitcoin price low to accumulate as much as possible. The percentage of miner revenue sent to exchanges just hit an all-time high. Remember who holds the majority stake in the largest mining corporations is BlackRock. Is this just a coincidence? Okay. So this is from Crypto Rover. Let's talk about that though. He is not wrong. BlackRock is one of the largest companies in America. They own everything of everything. Why would the judges throw out the prenup? I don't think so. But they own everything of everything. So could BlackRock be keeping the price down? They could. I wouldn't be surprised. They're a bunch of scammers. So what am I doing right now? My goal is to accumulate as much Bitcoin and as much Ethereum as possible. And when we get to like $200,000 Bitcoin or $10,000 Ethereum or whatever that may be, dump on them. I want to dump on them. I'm going to dump on them hard and fast. Oof. I've never really dumped on anybody ever, but I'm so happy that I get to dump on the public servants. Why wouldn't you want to dump on them? Why wouldn't you want to dump on these tradfi a-holes? Make a moon bag. Anyways, that's what Mr. Rover said. So good for him. Good for him. What is next? What is next? All right. Shout out to John Dean. This is going to be a lot. This is going to be about BSV. All right. So Dean shared a tweet discussing the mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto. Tweet in response to leaked emails showing threats made by Calvin Ayre to Craig Wright. Dean mentions various potential candidates for Satoshi like Hal Finney. It was Hal. I'll tell you right now, it's Hal. How do I know it's Hal? Because I know an OG miner that was one of the first early miners, and it was Hal. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Reflects on Craig Wright's claims to be Satoshi. Craig Wright is my friend's brother, interestingly enough. And if you guys don't know who Craig Wright is, you need to get your crypto history correct. So basically, Craig Wright was an early cypherpunk, early out there. Claims that he was Satoshi. He's not Satoshi. He potentially did work on Bitcoin early on, but he also founded BSV, Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision, and it's like going to zero, but whatever that is there. Anyways, Dean has always believed that Wright did not have the original Bitcoin keys because he has an explosive of a personality. So basically, there's a wallet with a bunch of Bitcoin in it, and Satoshi's wallet. Okay, I didn't go to the XRP party, so basically it's Satoshi's wallet. But Craig Wright has never been able to move those funds, so it's not Craig Wright. And the reason why Craig Wright is not Satoshi, because if he was, he would have been able to move those funds. My good friend Peter McCormick, Bitcoin podcaster, nice guy, not an a-hole. They went to this big argument, this big court thing, and he wasn't able to. But anyways, what's going on here? The leaked email. Christian Ager Hansen, N-Chain CEO, leaked emails between Ayre and Wright. Email reveals that Wright threatened Ayre over holding Bitcoin keys. Ayre expressed doubts about Wright's ability to win legal battles. Hansen resigned as N-Chain CEO, stating his belief was that Wright is not Satoshi. Ayre has believed for a long time that Wright had the Satoshi keys. Ayre is a Canadian entrepreneur and founded the Ayre Group, Bowdog entertainment brand. Ayre is a perv also. He's a creep. So that's what's going on with that. Satoshi is Hal. He's Hal. All right. Also, too, this is important to talk about. And first off, RIP to this person and condolences to the family. Okay. But apparently this executive from Wells Fargo is only 46 years old. He did this from the bank's Delaware offices, leaving his family shocked, searching for answers. Okay. Why? Well, let's talk about this a little bit. Anytime there's been a financial crash, people have done this. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just know this is something to know. It's unfortunate because this guy had family, kids, and wife, and death is absolutely tragic. Go Hawks, woo! But at the same time, what's really happening? What's really happening over here? What's happening in the U.S. with our monetary policies and our economy? All right, now we got to talk about Binance, because we love the Binance. We love CZ. And again, I'm not advocating for anybody to use Binance. I am not telling y'all that it's safe. I'm not telling you guys to leave all your money there. I've never once told any of you to keep your crypto on exchanges. I've actually yelled at a lot of you guys for that. But with that being said, I support Binance and I support ZZ. Are they perfect? No. Did they make mistakes? Probably. But at the same time, I just don't really appreciate the way they're being treated as public enemy number one. I don't appreciate it. It's not good. I don't like it. So I'm not saying to trust CZ. I'm not saying to trust Binance. I'm simply saying if you look at all the evidence stacked up against them, it's getting a little bit ridiculous here. Okay. Anyways, so let's take a look at what's going on with this story. Okay. Binance versus SEC. Paragym files amicus brief, accuses SEC of regulatory overreach. I absolutely love it. All right, let's see what's going on. So former Goldman Sachs and Blacks. Okay, so that's old. Yeah, we're not going to read that. All right. All right, here we go. Crypto research firm Paragon filed a document supporting Binance in its legal battle with the SEC, accused the SEC of trying to change the rules without following proper procedures. Paragon argued that the SEC's idea of an investment contract is flawed. They said court win for the SEC could affect many issues, not just crypto. They believe that simply hoping an asset's price will rise doesn't create an investment contract, and they're 100% right. They're 100% right. I'll be in Seattle next weekend. But they're 100% right. An investment contract, I'm going to tell you guys, this is an investment contract. And I'm so like, I love the way I make my content because I've just been so honest and so transparent and just very like risk adverse, and to push that onto you guys. But an investment contract is, if you buy this pen for $20, you can resell it for $40. So that you're going to make a $20 profit. That's what an investment contract is. And most of these crypto companies didn't do that. Some of the NFT projects did, maybe some of the early ICOs did, but the crypto exchanges, when a crypto asset hits a secondary market and nobody's promising you a profit, that's where it gets fishy. And I fully support this. I think that the SEC, if they wanted to really go after Binance for fraud or for laundering money or whatever it is they think they did, go after them after that, or send it to the proper department. But don't go after them for listing securities. Don't. Because and again, you guys, the XRP ruling explicitly told us, when Judge Torres said XRP is not a security on the secondary market, and that's why that ruling was so important. Because now we're seeing the other exchanges clap back, and I'm happy for Binance. I hope they win. I hope they win because they, in fact, are not listing investment contracts. And I've never read anywhere on their website that, hey, if you buy this, you'll make more money on it if you sell later. And if they did do that, then they were naughty. They were bad. That should constitute as a security, but I don't think they did that. Okay? I don't think so. I don't. All right. So that's that. That's the next story. Shout out to Jeremy Hogan, friend of the channel. The SEC attempted to make an end run around the third prong of the Howey test back in the 80s when inflation was high and gold was the investment. And back then as well, the courts reminded the SEC that expectations of profits cannot come from market forces. So basically, this is a quote tweet of what CZ said about the Binance versus SEC in the Paragon or not files amicus brief. And he said over here, instead of crypto, money was moving into precious metals in order to get ahead of inflation. But then, as expectation of profits alone does not make an investment contract, or does not an investment contract make. The SEC versus Belmont Reed Co. for your legal nerds. So basically what he's saying, there's no investment contract. And that's important to know. It's very, very important to know. Now, more from Patrick McHenry. SEC Chair Gary Gensler refuses to schedule a commission vote to provide Congress with requested documents. Gensler continue to stonewall. Republicans will have no choice but to issue the first subpoena to the SEC from my committee to compel their production. And basically the financial services GOP, time and time again, Gensler has refused to provide our committee with documents related to the collapse of FTX and climate disclosure rule. Last week, Chairman McHenry and Rep. Huizenga took Chair Gensler to task for his the agency. We're not going to listen to this video because it's very, very long. But the problem but my issue here again, you guys, is that we have these people at the SEC. We have these people with the SEC, and what they're doing is they're not doing their job. The fact that Congress and the Senate and all these other public servants have to take time out of their day to subpoena and try to get answers from another public servant is ridiculous. Okay? This is where our taxpayer dollars are going. We are funding this. We're funding the fight against Binance. We're funding the fight against CZ. We're funding the fight against crypto. And we just want to be able to have access to crypto. Give us some sort of guidelines, okay? Gary Gensler met with Sam. We're going to be talking about FTX in a minute here, okay? Gensler met with Sam and he's refusing to turn over those documents. FTX is one of the biggest fraud cases in crypto. And it sucks because a lot of us had no effing idea. None of us did. I didn't know that they were doing this stuff. I knew that they were donating a lot of money to public servants, but I didn't know that they were doing insider trading and all this crazy stuff. Nobody knew all that. Well, not insider trading, that they were, well, kind of, yeah. Nobody knew that Voyager and Celsius and BlockFi and all these people with 3 Arrows Capital were all involved. Nobody did. A couple people did that ended up coming out later, but nobody knew that this stuff was happening. But the fact that Gary Gensler was in charge of the SEC and all this stuff happened under him, this is an embarrassment. It really, really is. I'm very embarrassed for all these people. It just gets to be a bit ridiculous, okay? 264 people. Good morning to Six Figs. My back is hurting from carrying everybody. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. Smash the like. We need at least 269 likes. Smash the likes for Mama. We have 320 votes up here, but not 369 likes. We need those. We need those. All right, let's get back into it. Let's see what else we got going on. So again, you guys, this is what's happening here. Now let's talk about this. Shout out to Scott. Prime Trust committed fraud. BitGo intended to acquire them, but backed out after due diligence. Scott Perrell left Prime Trust to form Fortress. This is the XRP news here. Fortress lost customer funds. Ripple just backed out of the deal to buy Fortress. If you back out of a deal, okay, so remember all the bankruptcy, all the crypto contagion, the bankruptcy stuff that was happening? Y'all remember that? Well, remember when Binance was going to buy FTX, but said, no, the hole's too big. And then Sam was going to buy Celsius, but that hole is too big. And all the holes kept being too big. So what ends up happening is when you go to buy a company that's in trouble or bankrupt, but the big buyer backs out, it means that the hole's too big. So instead of the hole being like this, the hole's like this, and they can't afford it. And they can't have enough money to put the funds there, and it's a bad investment. So with the fact that Ripple has to back out of the Fortress deal, it means that there's some serious issue with Fortress. So if you're using a crypto exchange or anything that is related to Fortress as part of your due diligence, you probably want to get your coins out as soon as possible. So please do that. With that being said, I'm very tired. I got a lot of content to make later today. All right, this story here. This is about XRP. Actually, did I miss something? Okay. All right. So, and Ripple did back out of the deal to buy Fortress. Also, too, Ripple CEO tattooed decoded by pro attorney XRP details. So, Ripple had their party in NYC. It was called the Proper Party on September 29th. I wasn't there. Garlinghouse said it was an event to bring people together to celebrate what has been collectively achieved, a reminder to the SEC that court decisions matter and that progress is worth fighting for. Garlinghouse also got a tattoo with the date XRP gained clarity as a non-security. It has 7/13/2023 and an ellipse of a consisting North Star. So good. Cute tattoo. Love it. Love to see it. All right. Now, shout out to Joshua Dake. He went ahead and posted this. Chainlink is saving the traditional Swift system with CCIP. Looks like the Link Marines are coming for the XRP army. Let's talk about it. What is he talking about here? So Binance Chain just launched Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol on the BNB network. Integration aims to enhance the BNB chain's capabilities and interoperability. CCIP is also now live on Coinbase's base. Developers on the network will have access to the secure and easy to use interoperability protocol for building cross-chain applications and services. It's actually interesting because we're going to be covering Supra. We partner with them and we're going to do a content piece for them. And they're also a competitor of Link. And they're kind of doing the same thing. So we're going to talk about that. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, I think it's Link, and then it's like, I heard of another Oracle, and then it's Super Oracles. So it's going to be interesting to see how all these guys compete. And again, oracles are immensely important because it gives you the correct price data. And you can also use oracles for other like blockchain applications as well. They're crucial. So I think it's cool. I think it would be a good idea to potentially look at all the different oracle projects. And I'm sure there's more. And maybe consider like, which one should I invest in? What, to diversify. So I don't know. That's just a trading or investing idea. I'm not telling y'all to do it, but it would be a good idea to start comparing these things because they're definitely going to pop off. Not 100%. Again, this is not investment advice, but I would imagine these are crucial things that you actually need for DeFi ecosystems and other blockchain ecosystems. So I think it would be important to potentially take a look at some of those things, just like we talked about Metaverse and GameFi, the projects that are actually building. And I'm not telling you all to ape in now. I'm telling you maybe simply just watch and see what happens because you never know. Some alpha there. Some alpha. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the next story. Brazil rolls out blockchain-based ID. They're launching a new national identity program powered by blockchain. Rio de Janeiro, Goiás, and Pereira will be the first states to issue the documents on chain. We're going to get that in the US soon. Just wait. Make sure you all smash the like. Put me up. Put me on game. Come on, smash the like. All right, next. From Blue Blockchain. According to Token Unlocks, large amount unlocks. Unlocked amount greater than $10 million in October includes SU, IMX, Aptos, Ape, Axis, OP, with an unlocked value of over $174 million. So again, you guys, this would probably be something that you want to pay attention to. The source is from Token Unlocks. If you were services like this, like platforms that I don't know if you have to pay for tokenunlocks.com, but what I'm saying is that if you're invested and diversified in a lot of different projects and you can't find the information of the Token Unlocks on the website, you might want to consider purchasing a service that will tell you that. Why do you want to know that? Because if you're holding a project, or if you're somebody who wants a dollar cost average, or you're actually trading it, when you get a token unlock, number goes down. So maybe you want to wait a day to dollar cost average, or maybe you want to wait to take a trade, or vice versa. So those really, really important. So I highly recommend to pay attention to those crypto assets because you're never going to know. You never know. All right. Friendtech's earnings hit 18.4 million in just 2 months. Just so you guys know, I am on Friendtech, and we're going to be doing, we're going to be launching a service over there. I believe we're going to talk about it, but basically you're going to be able to pitch your projects to me. If you hold a certain amount of the keys, you can pitch your projects to me if you have an idea, those types of things. So we'll be doing more consulting over there just because it's going to be a fun networking experience. Token Unlocks is free. Thank you so much, CoinX. Token Unlocks is free. Use it. It's a free service. If there's free services out there, go use them. If it can make you be a better trader or investor, go use them. Okay? Use them. They're free. 10 minutes a day, self-educate. But anyways, we're on Friendtech. And again, right now, you don't really get any value with me. I'm kind of popping the chat to hang out with you guys a little bit, but we're going to be doing a lot more consulting over there because why not? It's fun. I like consulting. It's fun. I was doing consulting and then I stopped and then I do it again and then I stop. It kind of depends the demand for it. And there's just a lot of junk out there. Hola, Wendy from Eastvale. Shout out to Eastvale. But yeah, we're going to be doing that, launching that soon. Or if you want your project vetted, we can do that as well. All right. Now, shout out to our partners over at SquidGrow. And I think that Satoshi, he got a new mask. I think that he did. I think he got a new mask that he can see out of. We love SquidGrow. They're our partners for the show, you guys. So we gotta let you know that they're the partners. So hello. Disclose is very easy to do that. All right. So basically there's a bunch of big alpha that is coming after their contract upgrade. They did a space on X, and if you guys want to learn more about that, the space is going to be right here. You can go back and listen to it because it was recorded already. So basically it's a BSC upgrade. It's underway. And I know I've been talking to the team. We want to go ahead and do a meetup of an event and stuff like that. But it's just so hard to coordinate right now. Cause like I got my mom stuff and my travel and the team is like literally like they're devs and they're literally working around the clock. It's like next to impossible to schedule time, but we're going to schedule time. We'll let you guys know. But anyways, SquidGrow, they're working really hard behind the scenes. And this is the beginning of the next chapter for them. Also too, as promised, more exchange listings. They've been working hard. So they officially listed on CoinStore. The trade time is 9/22. That's already been live. And of course, if this is something you're interested in, you want to make sure to go to their official socials, ask questions. And you want to, if you go join their Telegram chat, you want to ask for Mr. P. He's very educated in different things. Also too, on 2bit, that's going to be spot listed over there. So if y'all want to participate there, you can go ahead and do that. And again, you guys, these are smaller exchanges, but again, that just gives you more options to be able to participate over there. Okay. Oh, another thing too, I forgot to say, shout out to our partners over at SquidGrow, but I did need to talk about this story because this story was important and I forgot to talk about it. Where the heck did it go? All right. Where did it go? Ta-da. Enormous 100. Oh no, we talked about that already. We talked about that. All right. What's this? All right. So let's talk about Sam Bankman-Fried. We got some audio clips we got to listen to. Okay. So I don't know who the hell this Lewis guy is. Let's talk about Lewis. Okay. So Lewis wrote a book on FTX and it's set to be published Tuesday. According to him, he was a sounding board for SBF's ideas. Discussions included buying Twitter with Elon Musk. Lewis often said no to Bankman-Fried's ideas. And Michael Lewis is an American author and financial journalist. He's a contributing editor to Vanity Fair since 2008, writing on mostly business, finance, and economics. And he's known for his coverage of financial crises. This guy is an a-hole, though. This guy said so many ridiculous things about Sam. It just basically made him be a good guy, but he's not a good guy. So Sean Tuffy, they had a great business. If no one had cast aspirations on the business, if there hadn't been a run on customers' deposits, they'd still be making tons of money. Let's go ahead and listen to this. I want to tell you guys something, okay? I'm going to tell you something. It's not your fault you took your money out and they collapsed. They committed fraud. They took money. They were doing insider trading with Alameda. They took money. They bribed public servants. Sam's parents did. They lied about it. They had ties with Gary Gensler. And it wasn't a sound business. The idea was great. FTX was a fantastic exchange. They just did a lot of illegal stuff, okay? A lot of illegal stuff. They use QuickBooks. His parents were like they were like attorneys and CPAs, and they used QuickBooks for a multi-billion-dollar business. FTX had great services and great products on their exchanges, but they lied. Okay. And customers should be able to remove funds. Customers should be able to remove funds without causing a bank run. And that's called business. What does that mean? Well, customer deposits funds to actively trade. That gets segregated. Okay. Let's say you have $20 million of customer deposits. Fantastic. Segregate it. Let them do whatever they want to do it. But how does the business make money? Well, you charge trading fees. And then also too, the liquidations, like if somebody gets liquidated, you make money on that. So trading fees, those types of things. So you segregate customer funds and then you make money on trading fees. Oh my God, what a concept. It wasn't a sound business. FTX was not a sound business because Sam Bankman-Fried was using customer funds for other things instead of segregating them. But again, that is a failure by the United States of American public servants because Gary Gensler met with them and didn't ask for proof of reserves once. And Gary Gensler is also refusing to release the conversations or release any of the interactions he had with SBF. You see, 1 + 1 = 69. Let's go ahead and listen to this a-hole. And again, he wrote for Vanity Fair. Yeah, real smart economist. A-hole.
A month later, Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas and extradited to New York to face federal charges that he had fraudulently used customer deposits to finance billions of dollars of venture capital investments, real estate purchases, and political donations.
What's your response to someone who hears this and says, it's a fun story and it's crypto in the Bahamas, but this is the oldest architecture of a financial collapse that's been going on for centuries?
This isn't a Ponzi scheme. Like when you think of a Ponzi scheme, I don't know, Bernie Madoff. The problem is there's no real business there. The dollar coming in is being used to pay the dollar going out. And in this case, they actually had a great real business. If no one had ever cast aspersions on the...
What an a-hole. They had a great real business. They didn't have a great business. If you're going to compare FTX to Bernie Madoff, how in the actual F? How in the actual F? Okay? They did the same thing. It was a freaking Ponzi. They took customers' monies. They were insider trading between themselves. And then they gave some to politicians. They were doing all this crazy stuff with it. It wasn't a sound business. The only way FTX would have been a sound business is if customer deposits were segregated and they charged trading fees or liquidate, like, when people get liquidated, those types of things, then they made money that way. That's a sound business. That's a sound business. Not using customers' funds to launder money and do all this ridiculous stuff. Okay? Keep it going.
The business, if there hadn't been a run on customer deposits, they'd still be sitting there making tons of money.
Inside the Beltway, in the Hollywood Hills, and in sports arenas, suddenly, if predictably, it was Sam Bankman who?
He becomes toxic. Like, nobody wants to talk to him. He has no friends. You watch everybody who rushed in, rush out.
Had Tom Brady.
Well, no, crap. He got in trouble. He lied. He lied. Why would anybody want to have anything to do with him? He lied.
Brady react to this?
The first reaction was it was sadness. I clearly really liked him, and he really liked the hope that he brought. I mean, a lot of people wanted there to be a Sam. There's
that I agree. There was a lot of people that loved him because he was different. He was special. And that's a lot of people in crypto. So people were kind of rooting for him. But at the same time, he lied. And his parents were the brains behind it. That's my opinion.
It's still a Sam Bankman-Fried shaped hole in the world that now needs...
There's no Sam Bankman-Fried hole, whatever the hell it is, whatever he said in the world. No one cares, okay? He lied, he stole, he caused the crypto contagion, he caused the Voyager thing, he caused the Celsius thing, he caused a lot of this crap that happened, okay? So we don't care about him. No, thank you, sir.
Like, that character would be very useful.
What he represented.
What he wanted to do with the resources. And Brady was, I think, crushed, and I think his time has gone by, and he ceased to get a really good explanation about what's happened. I think he's just like, he tricked me. I'm angry. I don't want to have anything to do with it anymore.
A month later,
I've had it. I've really had it with these people. I really had it with what we allow people to get away with if you have money. I really have. That's neither here nor there. Let's take a look at the next one over here. Justin, President Biden accusing Elon Musk and X of spreading misinformation. This is kind of funny. Biden attacks Elon Musk and X for misinformation. 24-hour later, X's community notes corrects information by 60 minutes on SBF. How can anyone still claim censorship works better than decentralized solutions like community notes? All right, more stuff here. I know everyone who cares about the space is mad right now about the insane reporting. Yeah, we are. What else? From Zeke Fox. Shout out to Zeke. I heard that Sam Bankman-Fried is going to be the subject of Lewis's next book, but the author's questions were so fawning they seemed inappropriate for a journalist. So we'll take a look at his book when it comes out. What else? Federal prosecutors want to call former FTX customers, investors, and employees in its upcoming trial against one-time crypto executive Sam Bankman-Fried. The Department of Justice confirmed in a pair of Saturday filings. So basically, they're going to be calling all different types of people to testify against him, which is fine. It's good. It's good. I am very tired. Wendy's very tired. I'm very tired. I have a lot of personal drama going on. It's not bad drama. Martha Stewart has more street cred than the modern mumble rappers say. Shout out to Crypto Gamer. But yeah, I don't want to open my own exchange, you guys. I don't want. Listen, I probably would be able to run. Give it to me. You give it to me, Stallion. Go Uber Eats me something delicious. No, I would probably be a good running a crypto exchange, because I would literally yell at everyone all the time. I'd literally yell, I want to see the books. Show me the books. Do we have $20 million customer funds segregated? That's what I would do. Are we making money from trading fees? And I would charge a lot in trading fees. The reason why is because you would know that your customer funds are safe, because it'd be over there, not commingling. We're not going to mix them. And if I did want to use your funds, I would tell you, I'm taking your funds. We're going to go degen and invest in this, but you have to read it and understand what we're doing. That's what I would do. I probably wouldn't even do that. Anyways, though, that's what's going on with Sam Bankman-Fried. Also here, FTX Exploiter has transferred a total of 10,250 ETH, approximately $17.1 million to 5 addresses in the past 24 hours. What's going on? All right. So this is an FTX exploiter. The latest, the address. So FTX was hacked in November of 2022. After its hour, they declared bankruptcy and SBF stepped down from running the company. An address linked with the exploit conducted transfers exceeding 10,000 Ethereum, worth roughly 17 million across 5 different addresses since September 30th. Directed some towards the thorchain rotor and railgun contract. We'll talk about that in a minute. Perform swaps elsewhere. Addresses remained inactive for several months before recent activity. SBF's court proceedings for his trial begin on October 4th. Also to you guys, I don't like thorchain at all. F them. But they do a good service. But this post is very interesting, and this ties into it. So Tevano, the hackers and money launderers, both the Russians and CIS regions ones and North Korea ones, are loving thorchain lately. In fact, the last 4 months, more than 50% of ETH to thorchain router to Bitcoin have been stolen funds. Eric Voorhees is a buddy of mine, says thorchain is literally the only way to trade Ethereum to Bitcoin in permissionless, decentralized way. We aren't blaming the ETH or Bitcoin networks for their crimes. Why the thorchain network? Tay says, well, a lot of people, in fact, even though a major majority of ETH and Bitcoin networks are stolen funds. And then whatever it is. Eric said, Tay, I respect you, but what are you suggesting here exactly? This irritates me a little bit because people allow their personal biases to move in the way of decentralization. Yeah, maybe there's bad stuff going on thorchain, but is it the protocol's fault? It's not the protocol's fault. Eric's also probably heavily invested in thorchain also, but it's not the protocol's fault. And again, we let our personal bias get in the middle of all this crap, and it's just really ridiculous. It really, really is. I'm just tired of it. I am tired of it. Anyways, you guys, we're going to get going. We're ending the show with 267 likes. Can we get 269? Can we get 269? Can we? We have 417 votes, but I can't even get 269 likes. Give me the likes. Give me the likes. Give me the likes. Smash a like. Give it to me hard and fast. Come on, one more. One more. Someone's being lazy over here. All right, we'll end the show at 268 likes. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I got to work on my second video. I've got a long list of things to do. make a bunch of content, have some fun today. Got to get my kid. We got to work on her spelling because she's not doing good in spelling. But appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you to TikTok. Thank you for everybody. Thank you to our partners over at SquidGrow. WendyO is out. Bye-bye. This thing is, ugh. Ugh.